Okay, hello, hola everybody. All right, it's me, el Profesor here, and I've got a new video for you. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to find the articles for the EBSCO article review assignment. And before I get into that, if you're wondering how come you don't see me, how come you don't see a professor, or maybe one of my furry friends, I'm using a new kind of software. Or actually, it's been around for, but this is the first semester I'm using. I'm using the software called Camtasia, and what it does, it allows me to record all the stuff that's on the screen. So if I'm demonstrating websites or databases, which we'll be getting into in just a few moments here. This software allows me to record what's on the screen and not have to worry about recording like I used to do, like I did for actually the past couple of years. I started doing a lot of video around I guess about the middle part of 2013 and then all of 2014. But um, when I wanted to record stuff on the screen on the monitor, I was using my iPad to do that. So I point the iPad toward me to say, "Hey, everybody, it's great to see you," blah blah blah. And then when I wanted to show what's on the screen, then I pointed the iPad to the screen. It wasn't very efficient, and of course the quality wasn't all that great, but it seemed to work. At least I got it to work for the better part of about a year and a half. But thankfully now I got this Camtasia software, and I took a workshop with the San Diego district at the Miramar College campus. I did the workshop at the end of the fall semester. It's great. I'm loving it. I've already done 3 videos for my Grossman class. So this first one I'm doing for you guys here. And most likely I'll do one more for you before the session runs out. But all in all, the vast majority of the videos that you'll be seeing here in the class will be some of the ones that I did in previous sections of 141, or there'll be a couple of newer videos as the session begins to wrap up. All right, so without further ado, everybody, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about EBSCO, and I'll try to keep the length to about 15 minutes. Uh, my videos do have a tendency to run quite long, and I think my Grossmont students are finding that out really firsthand. So I'll try to keep things within about 15 minutes. So well, let's go ahead and check out EBSCO. So first and foremost, go into the assignment section and just scroll down to about a third of the way down the page, and there's information for EBSCO. So I don't need to go over all the parameters too much. You've already done that. You've seen the assignment worksheet. This is going to be due in a couple of weeks after, right before Valentine's Day. So Friday, February 27th, before midnight. Make sure you get that into me, and that's 15% of the class grade. And be sure to turn in a format that I can read easily, such as anything in Microsoft Word, that's Doc or DocX, Apple Pages, so Pages obviously, or anything in RTF or even PDF format. So what we'll do right off the bat is we'll go ahead and take a look at the assignment worksheet for about a minute or so, and then we'll quickly get into EBSCO. All right, I'll go over all of these things in greater detail when we open up EBSCO in just a few minutes. And of course, there's more repeat about the information here in terms of the specifics. And a couple quick points to summarize what I have here. When you're writing your essay, make sure you have 2 main points of conversation. Give me first a summary of the main points, and then your commentary, your perspectives about the article. And try to have a good balance in which your essay comes in at roughly, say, 60%, 70%. That is, I'm looking at mainly 3/4 to 2/3 of your essay is um, about the summary. That is, you're being objective. You're telling me the basic parameters of what's being discussed, what's the author's purpose, what's his or her background, how is the story broken up, what are the main topics that he or she covers. And then in the remaining 2/3 or 3/4 of, remaining 1/3 or 1/4 of your essay, give me your opinion, your perspectives, your perceptions about the article. What did you think of it? How did it relate to the class? What were the weaknesses? Was there anything that the author could have discussed? Blah blah blah. You get the idea. And ideally, let's say you have a paper which comes in at 5.5, 6 pages. So if, say, 4 of those pages are summary and 2 are commentary, you've got a good balance right there. So you're good to go with that respect. But one thing I need to warn everybody is watch the paragraph length. Avoid paragraphs that are very short on the range of, say, 2 to 3 sentences, and please avoid stuff which is more than a page, or going into a page and a half. Try to keep your paragraph lengths to within the range of, say, 1/2 to 3/4 of a page. At the very most, if you go maybe 7/8 of a page, that'll be fine. But that's a little bit pushing it, but that's still fairly acceptable. It's stuff that's 1 page or longer of a paragraph, then you're going to run into trouble with respect to being graded on the mechanics, the organization of your essay. Mechanics is very important, everybody. So you got to learn. You got to make sure that you've got good, coherent paragraphs. It has a statement that you're trying to prove, and you've got a lot of supporting sentences to back up your statement. So again, avoid very short ones, and please avoid excessively long ones. If you do that, I guarantee that you'll have a great chance to get the strong grades. And of course, make sure you indent your paragraphs. Don't use block paragraphs. So like what I have here on the assignment worksheet, where I indent right here, then you'll be in great shape. Okay, enough about the mechanics of stuff. Let's go ahead and get on into EBSCO. And to do that, we'll go up here to the blue link, and we'll go, and this will take us right to the LRC, the Southwestern. I almost said Grossmont there, but I've been doing these videos for all my classes, so I tend to forget which school I'm talking to. But I definitely know I'm talking to is to Southwestern. So we're at the Southwestern Library website, and we want to get into articles and databases. And right off the bat, EBSCO is the first one we want to get to. So we click EBSCO Host Academic Search Premier. Don't click Master File. I don't really know where that leads, but don't click that. Make sure you click the Academic Search Premier one, the one at the very top. Okay, here we go. Yeah, for some reason, when it jumps from the LRC, the library website, to EBSCO, it takes a little bit of time. Oh, and one step which you'll see before you actually see the EBSCO homepage, you're going to see your information, or you're going to see the page in which the library wants your Southwestern information. So just take care of that. You'll see the icon with the jaguar. So just type in your student ID, your password, which I believe is your 6-digit birth date. So take care of that, and then once you do that, then click submit, and it'll take you right here to this area. All right. First and foremost, before we get our topic, let's get our search parameters, our search limitations. So we want to make sure we get full text articles. So we click full text, and the document type that we want is an article. These are articles found in academic journals or magazines. We want things that are peer-reviewed. What that means is that these are things which are essentially cleared by other scholars in the field. So, for example, let's say a professor from UC Riverside has a great article about the new findings at Teotihuacan. That is, information about new objects, pottery, bone material found at one of the Teotihuacan temples, and he writes a really good article about it. Before it's published, it's sent over to his colleagues at other schools, whether it's the University of Michigan, Cornell, Washington State, Arizona, Texas, Arlington. You get the idea. So these colleagues then look at the article, and then they say, yes, Professor Valenzuela is an upcoming scholar in the field. His research is revolutionary, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So when you have that type of thing going on, in which other scholars in the field say that, yes, his or her work is reputable, she did her research, or he or she did her research very methodically, very deliberately. He's going to be an expert in the field for the next 20 or 30 years, blah, blah, blah. So when you have that type of activity going on, that's when you're getting a peer-reviewed article. So obviously make sure you click peer-reviewed. And we want to find articles that are in academic magazines or academic periodicals. So make sure that you click periodical. And one note, everybody, when you see the terms journal, periodical, and magazine, those essentially mean all in the same thing. So remember, you're going to find articles, but all these articles are in journals or magazines. So for example, case in point, let's say you're at the supermarket and you get the latest issue of Sports Illustrated, and of course there's stuff about Tiger with his latest injury problems, the problems the Lakers are having with Kobe, and maybe there's something about about soccer, about what's going to happen with the new MLS season. Will the Galaxy repeat? And maybe something about hockey, with how the New York Islanders are surprising everybody this season, one of the top teams in the NHL. So when you get that that issue of Sports Illustrated, Sports Illustrated is the journal, but you're reading different articles within that journal or within that magazine. So the same principle applies here. You're going to find articles, but each articles are published originally in journals. And what EBSCO does is has a collection of journals, but within those journals are separate articles. So just keep that in mind, everybody. So again, journal, periodical, magazine, all essentially mean the same thing. And number of pages, we want stuff that's at least 8 pages. So make sure you click greater than and then type in a 7. So just like you remember from middle school algebra or the math you had from 5th or 6th grade in which Miss Diaz told you, okay, everybody, you know, this sign means less than, this sign means greater than, this sign means equal to. So essentially, we're bringing back that old math here. So again, make sure you type in greater than and a 7, and that'll give you articles that are at least 8 pages long. And back up here, Boolean, that's a common search mode. So we'll just click that, and we're ready to get started. All right, let's say you want to find something about the Aztecs, and remember, you've got to keep your topic within the early parts of the class, which of course is Mesoamerica, so the Aztecs, the Maya, the Toltecs, the Zapotecs, Teotihuacan, the Olmecs, and other cultures that we haven't covered in the class, like the Tarascans, the Totonacs, or maybe the Chichimeca tribes of northern Mexico. They're the ones who came into the Valley of Mexico. These were the you might say the ancestors of the Aztecs. So let's say you want to find something about the Aztecs right off the bat, and let's go ahead and click Aztecs and see what kind of things we find. Okay, 135 results. That's not bad. We can probably limit this too. So or expand the two. So if we write something like Aztec art, Aztec sculpture, Aztec politics, Aztec warfare. If we do something like that, besides the term Aztec, then that'll give us some different results. But Aztecs is a good place to start. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if any of these first 3 articles are suitable. And remember, the list I have of journals back on the worksheet, that's a suggested list. I'm not asking you to limit your choices to what those journals. If you find something which is in a journal that's not listed, by all means go ahead and check it out. But I just ask that you let me know ahead of time what article you want to do. Send me an email indicating the name of the article, the author, what journal it's in, or better yet, here through EBSCO, you can send the articles, you can email them to yourselves, and then you can email them to me as well. So whatever method works best for you, that's fine, just as long as you let me know, at least try to let me know about a week before the due date about what article you want to cover for the assignment. All right, this first one here is about the Chinampa agricultural system, and it's written by 2 authors. The main author is Christopher Morehart. It came in the June 2014 issue of Antiquity, and it's 18 pages. So right off the bat, when it says when the number is greater than 8, that precedes the P for pages, that's fine. So if it says 18P, that means it's 18 pages. It's good to go. Now you want to know, okay, that's Professor, but I'm just curious, what journal is this article in? I'd like to check it out. Well, when you see the term that's in italics, extended letters, that's the name of the journal. So everything that's listed in italics is the journal. So Antiquity is the name of the journal or the magazine that originally has this article. And if you look back on the worksheet, I've got Antiquity listed. So right off the bat, choice 1 is good to go. You can check that one out. All right, choice 2 looks like it's really complex and convoluted. It's in a journal which has a very long name. I think if those of you who are in astrophysics, taking the astronomy or physics class on the main campus, maybe this might be something up your alley, so to speak. But something like this with a really long journal name, this is really more academic, more esoteric, more for conferences when people get together, say in New York, in London, Paris, whatever. And it's got multiple authors, so a lot of points of view. So I don't recommend that you use this one. This really doesn't fit in with the scope of the class. But choice 3, it looks like it does. Choice 3 is from Carolyn Dodds Pennock. It's 19 pages, and it's from the journal Gender and History. I don't have that listed in the journal choices, but the topic looks pretty good. So anyone who's interested in gender roles with the Aztecs, male versus female, then maybe there's something you might want to check out. So another good choice. And let's check out choice 4. It's in the journal Art Bulletin. Looks like it's about painting representation of the Aztec Spanish perspectives of those representations. And Art Bulletin, again, it's not listed in the suggested journals, but if you want to go ahead and pursue this, that's fine. It's also 19 pages like the one by Carolyn Pennock. So from these first 4, looks like 3 of the 4 you can use. But let's say you want to focus in on a specific journal. You're interested in the journal called Ethnohistory. Ethnohistory is something more geared toward anthropology students. So for those who are taking anthropology classes, then maybe that journal might be something you might want to check out. So let's do a new search, everybody. We'll click new search. Okay, connection's kind of slow here. I know I paid my Time Warner bill, so there's no problem here. All right, here we go. All right, so let's go back and let's do Aztecs again. Make sure we have Boolean, phrase, full text, article, periodical, peer-reviewed, and greater than 7. Okay, now we're ready to search. Yes? No, not quite. Not exactly. You see here this box for publication. In this box, you can enter the name of the journal you want to specify or limit your search to. So back on the worksheet, I had about 5 different journal choices, and one of those was a journal called Ethnohistory. Let's type in Ethnohistory and see what that gives us. So we've got our parameters, we've got our publication name, and let's click search one more time. Okay, we have 16 choices. So we had a smaller number than what we had earlier, but these are 16 articles within the journal Ethnohistory. And you clearly see Ethnohistory is not only in italics, but it's in boldface too. So this first one here on the goddess Guadalupe, in fact, that's the sample entry I have for you on the assignment worksheet to indicate the pattern in which I'd like for you to frame the name of your article before you start writing your essay. So this one clocks in at 22 pages. It's from the spring 2008 issue of Ethnohistory, so that's obviously something you can check out. This one looks intriguing too. Yacateutli and Ecatl Quetzalcoatl, Earth Divers in Aztec Central Mexico. I'm not quite sure what the focus is, but the subheading is religion. So if I want to get into Aztec religion, then you might want to check this one out. It's a little bit of an older article from winter of 91, but you can still check it out, and it's 33 pages. Likewise, this one down here is 40 pages, and choice 4 is 18 pages. I want to make sure before we wrap things up that all of these are at least eight pages. Okay, actually, all of these are, so that's great. The reason I mentioned that is because I noticed this happening with the Grossmont EBSCO. For some reason, when you tell EBSCO that you want articles that are at least 8 pages, it gives you results which are about 2 pages or 3 or 4 pages. I'm not certain why it does that with Grossmont. I haven't seen it happen here with Southwestern, but just to be on the safe side, even after you enter your option that you want an article that's about at least 8 pages, just double check the page length of all your articles. So again, this one's 22, this one's 33, over here is 40, and then choice 4 is 18, then we have 19, 19, 17, 20, and 23, and then 26. So these first 10 choices on the ethnohistory search, these all clock in at more than 8 pages. But just be aware that everybody just double check the page length first before you go ahead and decide on the article. And to see the article, when you see the Adobe icon, that means it's in PDF full text. You can download it, you can read it immediately, you can email it to yourself. I think the vast majority of the articles that you find will be in PDF format through, and you'll see the Adobe Reader icon. But some of them will probably be in HTML format, so they'll look a little bit different, but you'll still get the full text. But when you see the ones that are in PDF with the Adobe Reader icon, then these are the ones that are the most easiest to access, to read, and then to print out, download, and email to yourself. All right, so there you have it, everybody. That's just a a quick sketch as to how to find articles on EBSCO. Again, this thing's going to be due in about a little bit less than 3 weeks, about 2.5 weeks down the road. So again, once you know what articles you want to check out, let me know. And I definitely look forward to reading your findings about all these interesting topics in Mesoamerica. All right. So again, any concerns or questions about anything, you guys know how to contact me. Use messages for Professor, and I'll be back again soon with a new video. Most likely, it'll be one in which you get to see and hear El Profesor, and maybe one of my fuzzy friends might make an appearance. All right, everyone. That's it from now. That's it from El Profesor, and I'll talk to you guys again más tarde.